Hello, Answerly viewers. So if you watch Haley and Joe's videos, you probably already know this, but this month we're taking a little bit of a different direction with these videos, and we're going to talk about books. This is really fitting for me because it's NaNoWriMo, and so while I'm writing a lot, I figured it would totally fit right in to talk about reading. So the theme of the videos this week is to talk about our top 3 or 4 favorite books. I have no idea how to even begin to start to pick, so I'm gonna actually go through like the different portions of my life and talk about what books were my favorite in those different age ranges. Okay? Alright, so when I was a kid, my favorite books were Babysitter's Club, Goosebumps, and Sweet Valley Twins. I actually went through all the different stages of the Sweet Valley books. I went through like Sweet Valley Twins, I think was the Sweet Valley Kids, and then Sweet Valley Twins, and I didn't really get into Sweet Valley High because by that point I was reading other books, but I, as a kid, really loved books that came in a super long series because I really liked this idea of getting to know the characters once and falling in love with these characters and then having like hundreds of books to read about them. That was something that was so important to me as a kid. And I loved Babysitter's Club and Sweet Valley because it was girls that I related to, and I loved Goosebumps because they were just so fun and kind of scary, and it just was sort of one of the first things that introduced me to like crazy monster stuff, you know? Moving into middle school, high school, I really enjoyed the Georgia Nicholson series, which is a book, it's like a diary book about a girl named Georgia who is living in London and is really snarky and really likes boys, and it's just a lot of fun, and it's how I learned so much slang from the UK. I also read Ender's Game for the first time in high school, which is really exciting. I'm actually seeing it tonight, which means that I will have seen it by the time that this video goes up. And that book really changed my mindset on just reading fiction. I started reading more like science fiction stuff after that, and I really enjoyed it. I also, one of my guilty pleasures in high school was Gossip Girl. I really liked the Gossip Girl books, even though I was very intellectually aware how not very good they are. They were just a guilty pleasure. You can't explain guilty pleasures. They're just there. Now I find myself really into dystopian novels and all sorts of stuff. I like a lot of different types of books, but I would have to say some of my absolute favorites are the Uglies series by Scott Westerfeld. I really enjoy the world in that book series. I really like Feed by M.T. Anderson. It's so interesting and I think about it all the time. And I'm really enjoying Divergent. I have Allegiant. I haven't finished reading it yet, but I've been super looking forward to that book, and I'm so excited to sink my teeth into it. So that's some of my favorite books. I didn't talk about Harry Potter because we're going to talk about favorite book series later. So that's coming, but yeah, that's just a little quick insight into some of my favorite books. Thanks for watching, and until next time, it's game over.